Hi guys, what's going on? I'm Evolos and welcome back to another episode of Oriental Empires. So first off, just to say apologies for the slight break in videos for the past day or two. I've been pretty under the weather at the moment and I'm still a little bit ill, so if I cough and splutter a little bit throughout this video, apologies for that. But hopefully we'll start to pick up sort of over the next week. There may still be 1 or 2 days gaps, so I've got to try and catch up a little bit now from that gap. But without further ado, let's hop into this episode of Oriental Empires. So it's been a while since we've done this series. So if you remember last time, we managed to successfully capture Shang to the north. We drove out the White D army, but we are now being sort of counter-sieged by what remains of them. There's all these peasant archers, yeah, the reliable light spearmen, more peasant archers and some chariots I think over there, yeah, some trained chariot riders sieging our city of Shang. It looks like the enemy has got cities to the north up here, look, and I think they've also got some cities across the sea somewhere around here, I believe. They've got a couple of enemy infantry raiding our farmlands, which are a pain, but it kind of makes it hard to leave any of our cities. I don't have sufficient garrisons to do anything other than defend the cities, because if I abandon the cities to try and attack these people, then I leave myself very vulnerable. So let's just have a quick look what we've got. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. In the city, doesn't look like anything. So land pillaged, and a battle reports. Okay, so let's make sure everyone is doing something. Shang is in turmoil, so it can't do anything, and everyone else is building a farm, so that's fine. We'll quickly check the technologies. Yep, everything's growing. We could possibly have an attempt at making peace with the White D, maybe. I'm not sure if that's something they would be interested in. I'm not in contact with them anymore, so we can't request a peace. I guess that's because we haven't seen this city to the north. So I'll end that turn. Yes, we know we have stacks without ores. So the first battle is they're attacking Bow. Okay, well there is a garrison at Bow, so I shouldn't have thought Bow would struggle too much to hold out. What are they moving in? Presumably just light spearmen. Yeah, only peasants. I'm not sure if it's peasants at Bow or a superior units, I'm not sure. No, it looks like we've got peasants stationed at Bow as well, but as the defending army, we should also have some towers shooting at them. So we should win, really. Which it looks like we are doing. Do they have more infantry moving up? They do. Yeah, they've created another gap here. This looks like quite a small unit. I think it must be under strength, which it is. Against our peasant light spearmen. We really need to consider upgrading this garrison, I think, to some heavy spear units, some more trained units. Although we're easily winning that fight by the looks of it. It's just the advantage of being the defender, I think. And then I think the remaining attacking units are just archers by the looks of it, so I don't think that's going to be too much of a threat to us. Those ones there have broken ranks. And so have they. Peasants took a few casualties from the tower fire. So, but all in all, we held from the siege. And it didn't look like any other battles happened that turn. Their main army is moving back down to the south, which is interesting. Are they going to make any other major moves this turn? No, they're not. Okay, so we've finished the technology. Let's deal with that first. So we could do poetry. Something complicated. Daoism. So we could build a different temple. Through development rate. Oh, let's have tea culture. Oh, yeah, very, well, I was going to say very English, but I guess very Chinese originally. Yeah, and the rest of the technologies are fine, so that's fine. There's a fire in someone else's city. I don't really care about that. Some lands have been pillaged, and lots of farms have got finished. So we've got to look at what we're going to do. We've still got not a very good turn income because everything's being raided. And the fact that we can't see this enemy cities means we can't broker any form of peace. So perhaps the first thing we need to do is look at sending a small party across to find the enemy city again. Otherwise we're never going to be able to get sort of out of this mess. So I think we're going to pick 2 units of relatively experienced heavy spearmen and maybe an archer. And these can march, and they're going to be the exclamation party. Zhu, which currently isn't under siege, I do not believe, and can hopefully recruit something, even if it's only going to be peasants. Can increase its garrison. I know this is going to cost me upkeep over time, but we're doing okay financially now, in the time being. There's only a small garrison at Jing, so these units want to move back into there. The capital, we're going to have a bit of a recruitment drive, I think. Yes, we're going to recruit 2 heavy spearmen. I've not tried any army halberds, so we'll try some of them, and some archers as well. That's because we've got this sort of larger army coming to the south. My biggest set's probably bow, to be honest. I don't know if I'm going to be able to recruit at bow because of the siege. Oh no, it looks like we are. So I'll recruit some more peasant spearmen there. So we've bolstered our army sort of significantly. We could move out with some of the units from the capital, but we'll perhaps wait a turn and see. We've obviously spent quite a lot of money this turn. And obviously we could do... Oh, we are at war with these people to the south as well. Blimey, enemies everywhere. Well, we'll send 1 unit of heavy spearmen to chase these guys down and out of our land. At least we might stop us doing any more damage with the raiding. Can we make peace with the Chu, with these guys? Would you be interested in this would suit us. We would offer 2,200 gold for peace. Wow, I don't think I'm gonna pay you 2,400 gold. No, you're annoying, but you're not that annoying. Not now, anyway. Okay, so that's that all sorted. Let's go back to the reports. So we've got to set off some more farms and stuff building. So let's deal with the start of the capital. Yes, so we've got that. We're going to have a lot of stuff to rebuild. That place is still in turmoil, obviously. Bow is being sieged, so he can't really do anything anyway. There's no more space to construct farms there, so we might as well start to knock down some forests. Shang, they can't rebuild some of these damaged farms because they've still got enemy troops in them. We can start to convert some of these areas to farmland, although there's still got a way to go and they've got troops in them as well. Zhu has got quite a bit it can convert to farmland, as has Jing, from what got burnt down as well. That's the problem with war, we're just losing so much farmland to these people causing us trouble. Quite a few enemy light spearmen around here actually as well. Maybe we should consider just recruiting... no recruitment policy to high peasant unrest. We'll have some noble axemen then. It won't do any harm. I'd rather pay the cost. Okay, so we've got a bit more defence up. Has that lowered the peasant unrest? Slightly. Okay, we'll go into the next turn, see if we can sort of survive. So we've got a few fights breaking out. So there's a big fight down here to the south. Oh, that's my spearmen coming out to meet these guys on the battlefield. And then a fight at bow. I think these guys are just attempting to continue their siege. It's just going to be them shooting at the walls. So that's not really a problem for me. A fight over here. Oh, some chariots against, oh, my heavy spearmen. My archers seem to be charging them. No, they're not archers. Oh, I thought I'd brought a unit of archers with me. Oh, yes I have, there we go. Well, our archers are shooting back and our heavy spearmen are about to charge them, but I think they're retreating already. This is good. Our heavy spearmen have engaged their peasants. Our spearmen should win this fight. We've got better quality spearmen. Got armour and heavier shields against these peasants. I'm sure we'll take some casualties. Well, we'll leave them to fight away. But we are winning that fight. And we've got the support of the walls as well. I don't know what's going on here. We're chasing off these chariots. Although, enemy reinforcements have arrived in the form of some light spearmen. Our heavy spearmen have engaged them. We've also got some reinforcing heavy spearmen who need to sort of sort themselves out. Not sure where our archers have gone. Oh no, our heavy spearmen caught up with a lot of their chariots and destroyed them. And they're routing there now, which is good. So that's that battle run. Over here, are these guys now routing? Oh, we're going to be countercharged in the back. Okay, it's just as they've routed, which is good. So now we need to quickly turn around and face the second enemy of peasant light spearmen. We've still got the wall support on the archer towers on the walls, which may help us tip in our favour. Oops. Fast forward. Whoop. Okay. So it looks like we've driven them off that bit, at least protected the farms to a little bit. It's not going to destroy either of those two units though, so it doesn't really help us that much. Battle of Shang is actually quite an intense battle actually, but it looks like I didn't realise there's a siege going on. They're taking quite a few casualties from the wall towers, I think. Possibly? Is there hand-to-hand fighting going on? Ah, there is through this gateway. What are they fighting against? My heavy spearmen. And these are experienced heavy spearmen as well. Not raw recruits. Fighting over a narrow gateway. Still a little bit buggy, even though the game's actually sort of probably out now. I'm surprised they've not sorted things like that with some of the units bugging out a little bit. But they're losing that fight. They've got a lot of archers. Wow. A lot of dead archers by the looks of it. Apparently the walls do quite a good job of shooting back. Although they're now starting to shoot at my towers, which is rather inconvenient. Those guys are routing. I'm not sure if they have any other units that are able to effectively try and break through. No, looks like they've ended the siege. That turn. That's the advantage of the high walls, able to make an effective defence. So, wow, quite a lot happened that turn actually. Apologies. So we've got new air. It's fine, I'm not particularly worried about that. Lands pillaged, obviously lands pillaged. Sickness in the enemy place, good. The land's pillaged. Lots of battle reports, but obviously we looked at most of the battles, so that's not something we really need to worry about. So we'll move this heavy spearman back into AO. Obviously it's a pain, but you know, they're going to come back and raid the core of these lands, but nothing I can really do about it at the moment. And I'm not paying them vast sums to end to force a peace yet. Obviously these guys I will want to get across the river, and then we need to find their capital. There's a road here, look, so it might be worth going to explore that. Here is obviously still under siege. They've just got to try and hold out, really. Nothing that can be done there. Zhu is obviously fine. Bow is now fine. It's really well protected. So I'm going to move one of these out. We'll take probably, I think this is the air. Yeah, so we'll take the air and some of the units, and we will march. Well, I think we want to go north, really, don't we? Start to try and drive some of these people out of our lands. Make sure that's correctly selected, which it is. These people don't seem to be causing too much trouble for us, so we'll just leave them to do whatever they want to do. Our heavy spearmen will move back into our own lands, which is good. Shang, yeah, we've got enough people to defend, even though they are causing us trouble, which obviously we don't like, but for now there's nothing we can do. So it's just a case of trying to maintain what we've got and getting into a position where we can start to strike some peace bargains with the rest of these people. So they're bringing up more reinforcement to the Battle of Shang. It's obviously a worry. So many archers. And obviously don't have that much to defend against them with. Obviously all our gateways are already burnt down now, and most of our towers are burnt down, I think, as well. So our ability to defend is kind of reduced. Yes, it's our trained archers are having to fight them now, which obviously isn't great. I'm surprised that archers can't man the walls. I don't know why they don't do that. That would make more sense, I would have thought. I hope I'm going to have enough men to defend effectively. What's remaining of whatever they are. Some form of peasants are retreating there. I think our advantage is that the enemy archers can't really fight very well in the gateway, so they're having to try and use infantry. What are these guys? Are these archers? Oh, it's still peasant light archers. Yeah, I would be surprised if the archers are going to try and go in the gateway, which they're not. Yeah. Battle of Bow. 20. God, they've been completely decimated. Whoever that. They've obviously attempted to go to siege at Bow, I think, as my reinforcements have turned up from the capital. And it's just caused absolute slaughter. Yeah, the reinforcements have arrived from the capital and caught the besiegers. There's 24 of them left. They've almost been completely destroyed. Got our people on our chariots, pulled by all their like oxen or horses. No, they are horses. Yeah, heavy. So these people at the gateway, they've just been slaughtered, and they're going to get spear charged by the spearmen. They could almost lose this entire army completely. Being clubbed down by the chariots. I would have thought that none of that army is going to survive, which is obviously perfectly what we want. I think obviously got a few people, but okay, that went quite well, I would say, as well as could be hoped. And we can now use this as our sort of field army to try and wipe out what remains of the enemies. Yeah, we'll move up to there next turn. That will give us a chance to fight a lot of these people if they sort of loiter around. Try and drive them. I want to try and sort of herd everyone back to the north. So, our city lost. That means there's been a rebellion. Oh, I'm very surprised they were able to capture that. I did not expect that to happen. Why have they been able to capture that? I'm pretty sure this. I thought the city held. It was perhaps under siege for so long that it ran out of supplies and I didn't notice. Okay, unexpected. Well, I think is all we can do then is march our army. Thankfully we brought a unit of archers with us. And just try and siege this little city of Shang here. And we'll just try and flatten it. Okay, interesting. So things are taking a bit of a turn for the worse. We'll keep with the current plan then. That didn't pan out quite as I expected. I'm not quite sure what to do about that now. But we'll keep with the current plan. Now we really need to force peace with these guys to the south. Okay, they've accepted peace. That is good. Yeah, keep peace for 20 turns. That gets one people out of the way that I don't really have to worry about then. Also, there's a few enemies around here, but I don't think they'll be able to take Shang. They're not actually really trying either. So, we did a technology. So let's have a look at that. What technology did we do? A craft technology. So we're fairly far down this. So we could have armor works, farm production value, farm food production value. Well, that sounds quite useful, particularly as most of our farms are getting burnt down. We really need food as quickly as possible. So we've got some character traits, some land pillage, farm, battle report, battle report. Okay, nothing particularly interesting. Let's just go straight into the next turn. As I suspected, these people have just come back in to try and continue to raid. This is probably one of my biggest dislikes about this game, which makes it kind of hard to deal with. It's just the continual individual unit raiding. So the enemy will take a 10-man army and split it into 10 individual armies and just go and burn all your farms individually. Which, while I guess is very effective, it just means you spend your entire time, micromanaging, trying to chase down individual units. Stop them burning your farms down, which isn't a great deal of fun. It's almost like continually crushing miniature rebellions. It just makes it very hard to deal with and actually do anything against effectively. But anyway, we've dealt with that. So our people to the north have got to face off against 47 people. So let's see how our archers get on. Obviously we're taking return fire from their towers. And we've got to take down their wall before we can get involved. Apparently another battle has broken out. Oh, the capital there again. Just some small units. We've got a bit too close while they've been driven off. Once this wall goes down, we should be able to send the infantry in if the wall goes down. No, it looks like they've given up and the wall did not go down. Apparently a unit of archers is not enough to break down a wall. Okay, well we'll continue the attack next turn and hopefully then it can take down the wall. Okay, wait for this turn to end. Okay, no longer young. We'll continue the attack. Disease outbreak at Bow. It's just going to cause more peasant unrest, which is not exactly what we want. Bandits have spawned. Brilliant, that's what I need. More people to raid our lands. Okay, we're losing farms. I'm surprised they must be an old farm burning, I think. Yeah, no new farms have been burnt down. So the hand are passing through. We could do with some of these guys attacking the chariots, would be nice. You could do that for me. So what have we got? We've got pretty surrounded around here, actually, aren't we? But they've not got any archers with them, I don't think. Light spearmen, light spearmen. So they can't actually siege the city. So these guys are light archers, but there's not enough. There's enough of a garrison there for it not to be a problem. So these guys are going to move up and re-attack here. These guys have only got one unit of archers with them, though, so I wouldn't like to say these are guaranteed to be able to do anything. And then whether the Shang is going to be recapturable, I do not know. So there's not really a lot to do that turn other than to press in and see if we can make any dent against Ping Shao this time. These guys are attempting a siege of Jing. Given how few archers they've got, you'd think our towers would be able to deal with them. Which it did look like it did. The Han are engaging their chariots against these peasants. Which is good, although I wouldn't like to say how they're going to get on. I don't know how effective these chariots are. Oh, look at the few. Okay, and I also want to see how our siege is going on, if our archers have managed to knock down a wall yet. They don't seem to be particularly effective. I don't know if this wall takes damage over time. It doesn't really seem to be doing a great deal. Let's have a look how these chariots are doing. Oh, they seem to have driven off some of them. Perhaps. Yeah, very effective. Thank you, Han. Doing me a great favour driving off some of the enemy rebels. We still haven't taken out a wall though. And that's the end of that again. Okay. I don't really know what to say. I guess they maybe just need more archers, I guess. It's obviously just not enough units to be effective. Okay, so our leader has died. Which obviously is going to have damaged our authority, I guess. Although not enough to be a problem. I think we've still got enough cities. And our heir succeeds. He has a low authority initially. That's because he's a new heir. I think we'll probably end this episode here. So things didn't quite go according to plan. I'd hope to hold on to my newly captured city. But we'll try and knock this city out of the game and then bring back our efforts to capture Shang again. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have, please give it a like. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks guys, and I'll see you on the next episode.